Hello, friends. Let's start that over. Why, hello, friends. My name's host Eric. This is my beloved Rachel Lapalosa beside me, as always. And today we're talking about hot topics and trending truths. The hottest topics, the trendiest trending truths, and the thoughts you want to reduce to their sexuality, all here in one day.
Hey, at herself.
Okay, kitty, chill.
Oh, she's out there?
She's being super impatient about knocking on the door. Okay.
Hey, good evening, Zealand Black.
This cat of mine. She thinks she rules the world.
She really is so entitled. Like, when I wake her up from her nap to go inside to go to the bathroom, I get the nastiest evil eye. She really does. But I pet her right after. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to give. My FI is selfish right now. I want to get some from you. And she doesn't mind. She's a very good cat. Oh my God, no.
One of the let's talk about what the trending topics are here on YouTube. I went missing for 24 hours. 2.7 million views by Alexa Rivera. I'm sure it's just probably didn't really go missing. Look at this thumbnail, right?
Yeah, no.
This person interested in Nashville bombing identified the news from CBS. Then there's a Minecraft speedrunner versus 400's finale rematch. And then the best Christmas present opening ever by Lance Stewart. See, I wonder if these people were big before they made this, or if this particular Christmas present thing is so great that let's see, this guy's got 6.3 million subscribers. So his video entitled "The Best Christmas Present Opening Ever" with, I guess, his mom is number 4 on trending. But probably it doesn't have any real reason to deserve that besides the fact that he was so popular to begin with, you know? And you see it's just people opening, like Armenians opening Christmas presents. Anyway, look, Pukoki's live now, too.
Oh, that's cool.
Hi, Pukoki.
Hello, Capio.
Me and Rachel
Thank you, Peach Nose.
are streaming right now, too. We're totally kicking your ass. In terms of awesome, but you're totally kicking my ass, our ass. But you're totally kicking our ass in terms of watchers.
I love you too, Pee-Pee.
All right. Anyway, so let's talk about other trending topics that aren't so horrible as those trending topics. Maybe if I were to look at trending topics on Twitter instead, I would get a better sampling of trending topics. Twitter. Home. What is this? No, what's that? Okay. They have a trending on Twitter.
Probably hashtag trending, maybe? I don't know.
Explore. Trending. Football, 90 Day Fiance, The Masked Dancer, basketball, NBA, more football, Sports Center stuff. Mostly football stuff's on trending here.
I want to see that Hillary Baldwin responds to speculation over her heritage and accent.
All right, let's talk about this. In a video posted online, Baldwin responded to Hilaria Baldwin responds to speculation over her heritage and accent. In a video posted online, Baldwin responded to recent speculation that she had been faking her Spanish accent. First thing I told my husband is that I was born in Boston, she said in the video, adding, I spent a lot of my childhood in Spain. My nuclear family lives in Spain and has lived there for a long time. I was moving around a lot, but I came here when I was 19 years old to go to college. So if I've been speaking a lot of Spanish, I tend to mix them. If I'm speaking more English, then I mix that. The wife of Alec Baldwin took to Instagram to respond to criticism that she was misrepresenting herself as a Spanish woman. Now listen, I'm not misrepresenting myself as shit.
Oh.
I'm a Mexican. It's the same thing as a Spanish woman.
That's pretty much what she's saying.
Mm-hmm. She is.
And then apparently he responded to Alec.
He's like, don't be talking shit about my Spaniard.
Mm-hmm. Like, everyone who saw his face was like, he is scary. He is a scary Irish dude.
It wouldn't scare me.
That's good.
I love when people who think they're scary try to get scary with me. That's one of my favorite things.
Well, you'd be able to stand up to him.
Mr. Alec Baldwin, are you trying to be intimidating or something? I do hope you aren't so horribly deluded as to even conceivably imagine that you could possibly ever, in a trillion billion lifetimes, intimidate me. Those are the sort of things I like to say to people who try to intimidate me.
You were intimidating. I was nervous. I was nervous that I was going to sound stupid on the TI questions because I had seen some before.
You sounded spectacular and beautiful and lovely like you always sound, my darling. See how not intimidating I am?
What?
Now you know how not intimidating I am.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Why not?
The thing is this. It's like contexts in which I might be perceived as intimidating are far and few between. But those contexts are a lot less far and few between on YouTube than anywhere else. In other words, I end up encountering a lot of like showdowns on YouTube with people, like people come in to bump chests, people come in to talk shit, people come in to start shit or whatever. Or sometimes I do. Sometimes I go and start shit. I don't really do that much anymore, but I used to. Pukoki's live streaming right now. Are you guys really sure you want to be here? I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm live streaming. I'm missing Pukoki's live stream. Except I'm not really like that because she's interviewing that one dude who is wrong. But, it's like, oh, look, someone else is interviewing someone else who's wrong. Fantastic.
She'll interview you.
Maybe she will.
That'd be a nice crossover.
See, the problem is people don't want to interview me because I'm likely to say that. I'm likely to say, well, you see, Pukoki, the reason that we're not in agreement is because that person there is completely wrong and I'm completely right. And then there's nothing very socially pleasant about that.
Well, all I mean is that She interviewed you solely.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that's true. Of course, my daughter.
I don't know. I was just thinking it could be a cool crossover.
I agree with you, and I definitely didn't need to critique your suggestion.
It's okay. Pukoki is another YouTuber. She's an INFJ. ESFP men cook eggs with their fist. Her.
She's also known as Emily. Emily something.
Oh yeah, Emily. I'm not sure if she's which name she's going by now.
Well, now it's Pukoki again. It
Oh,
was
it is,
Pukoki.
Yeah.
Then she decided that was dorky or something and changed it to something else. But then everybody already knew her as Pukoki, so she changed it back to Pukoki.
Yeah.
Which makes me happy because I've never known her as anything as Pukoki. Except the only reason I know her name's Emily is because Winston's mom likes to refer to her as that.
Oh. Hi, Winston's mom. Pukoki looks like a nice young lady. I like to talk to another. I like speaking to other INFJs. Like, I like talking to Running Fox. Like, there's some things that she says that, like, is exactly what I would say. Like, it's uncanny.
We got a lot of enchiladas right now.
Winston's mom, we should really go shopping, though. I think you'd be really fun to shop with.
Pukoki sounds like a pseudo-Japanese sexual thing.
I don't know what does it stand for.
It's kind of like Pukoki, but it's a little bit different. It's Pukoki. Is that what you're trying to get at there, Scott Gear?
What is Pukoki?
It's some sort of like nickname from high school or something.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I think that's why she
Yeah, like I get that. Some people will call me Rachie.
people called you the elite. Well, it's true that all INFJs are imperious. It's not true that all of them own it as a modality of interface. Because remember, FE is instrumental. So it's not like they really, if there's an INFJ out there who's sort of carrying themselves in a very imperious fashion, it's because it's working as an FE strategy rather than because but you know, different INFJs have different FE strategies, but their imperiousness normally doesn't display so obviously. I guess if you're super nice and they say that and you go, oh, you're so sweet, and then it's sort of, I don't know how that played out.
Winston's mom, what do you like to shop for in particular?
Needed goods. Needed goods and services. Winston's mom enjoys shopping for needed goods and services. I gotta go poo.
Okay. My strategy is to out-rationalize everyone else. Formal, hot. Sometimes I can get people into trouble because not everyone wants to be figured out. I know because I ask a lot of personal questions about people, like when I first meet them, and I don't think that they're personal. They learn faster this way? Yeah, well, yeah. And you learn too, whether, you know, if they stick around, then you're still fan. If they think you're cray, well, just keep on walking by. I was weird and reserved, and some teenage people thought it was charisma, but I'm probably autistic, narcissistic, and dissociated who grandiose illusions. Why do you say that? Tiny Man 66. Usually people who say those things are not. Usually, like, narcissists, and at least narcissists really don't. They don't look inside. Winston's mom says, Rachel Apolosa, I like browsing boutiques and I like some of the odd crystal shops. I like museum gift shops, me too. And I like Saks, Nordstrom's, and I like going for high tea at the Plaza St. Regis. You do New York right. The museum gift shops, my grandma told my mom, who told me, that museum gift shops are a great place to buy gifts for people because they have a lot of like unique things. What's up, the angry INFJ, aka Johnny O? Yep, that's my philosophy. Get all the skeletons out of the closet very early. I can get to know the person without fear of scaring them off later. You know, I tend to go by that motto also. But just because like you yourself may be all open and honest doesn't mean the other person has to be. So it's like, at least it does get you like them to know you, but there are some people that like, well, I guess it's just not meant to be then if it doesn't work out that way, if you know what I mean. I want to ask very personal and deeper questions to people, but I know that most find it intimidating sometimes and doesn't like me to see their deeper side. Anton Muncher says, I agree. I think that's an intuitive thing. A lot of intuitives like to ask probing questions because, well, and also it depends on your varied type. If you are a social person, you're going to want to, if you're an SX person, yeah, I think it's an intuitive thing, but sorry, Leaf Trimmer, didn't mean to trigger you. Science is pretty damn far. For what, Tiny Man 66? You want to know the deeper meaning of the color of my hair, but should I ask? Full hot. I love changing up my hair. It is something that I do often. So I was COVID bored and decided to bleach it and color it like aquamarine color, and it's fading now. And I'm excited because I have a wedding to go to in about a year and 6 months, and or a year and a few months, and it'll be nice. Like I'll have the black, like the dark roots and the turquoise ends. I like to play with my hair. I feel like I'm lucky to have hair, so I like to play with it. Winston's mom, what's your favorite museum in New York? If you don't mind me asking. You play with your computer. I would say that probably Eric plays with his guitar, and he plays with a lot of things actually. You want to play with my hair? Thanks. When I was a camp counselor, 1 year I got like 6, 7, and 8-year-olds, and all they wanted to do was play with my hair. It was the best thing ever. I will draw you a card. Tiny Man 66. Let's do this. I love the Museum of Natural History too, actually, Winston's mom. I've never been to the Frist. I don't even know where that is, to be honest with you. I remember here's Tiny Man 6's card. Ooh, Judgment. You're thinking about, I don't even know. This card really confuses me because it's so different from the Rider-Waite Tarot. It reminds me of Lancelot and Guinevere, and for some reason that baby, it just makes me think it's like that. I don't know. And they were judged for like being loved. So, will this existential crisis stop at least this week? I think you have to stop judging yourself. Existential crises, I've been through them. Kind of have to write it out. What Spider-Man and which Spider-Man is that one? Swift Eagle. What's up, Sean M? You know what? I'm gonna draw another card for Tiny Man 66 to clarify, because maybe you're stuck in a cycle of judging yourself and your ways, and you need some clarity. So let's see. Ooh, this is a special card. This is like a special card within the deck. Eric calls it the NE card because it's like a horn, and NE doms like to talk a lot, so extroverted. So maybe you just need to talk. What do I find offensive? I think personally, I find anything. I'm offended by anything that is pushed on me. So if you're religious and you try to like bring me to your side, I get very offended. Like, let me do that on my own time, okay? Let me decide if I want to do that or not, you know? I've always been like that too. Like, I was a very rebellious teenager in that sense. No, you wear a burqa twin leaf trimmer. I mean, I would probably wear a burqa for fun. I'm not going to lie. Wait, Mrs. Mom, you went to Studio 54? Please tell me a story about it. My dad and mom went to Studio 54 once because he had a friend who was friends with the club owner, that dude, I forget his name, the coke addict. And he said it was like wild. He was like, not for me, but he was like around everywhere was wild. Valerie Alwood, what do you find offensive? Also, anything brutal, any sort of like brutality towards anyone. It could be emotional brutality or well, my parents' leaf trimmer, they are baby boomers, so they lived through the 60s and 70s. So my dad, the only reason was because his friend had gotten married and they had like the reception at Studio 54, and he just said it was like unlike, he just said it was my dad's not wild either. My mom's definitely not wild. She's wilder than she likes to admit, but she's not wild like Studio 54 wild. Like, I don't know. My dad couldn't explain what was happening there, but I could only imagine. Thanks, Foamol Hot. Appreciate that. Glad you got a smiley face, too. Your parents are my ages. I was born in 1958. My parents are older. My parents are... my mom's birthday is actually today. Happy birthday, Mom. My parents... My dad was born in 1951, and my mom was born in 1953.
Thanks, Pommel Hop.
Yeah.
What a swell and good person you are. You remind me a lot of Jesus Christ. He was also a good person.
Don't listen to that. Tiny man hits 6'6". Look, you could be right in your paranoia, but let me tell you, when you're in a paranoid state, no one's going to listen to you. And just understand that. Just understand that and like do a lot of meditation. I know meditation really helped me. This sounds so like typical, but self-help books can help as well when you go through existential things.
Here's the thing. What I learn and continually learn as well, and have this lesson continually retaught to me, is that you have to be perfectly safe in being correct. You have to not only be correct, but you have to be very calm in your affect, very detached in your affect, even when facing things that are very triggery. And that can be a huge challenge for people of all kinds of people. Like any kind of people like me, it's a huge challenge for me. Certain kind of triggers make me want to freak out and yell and scream and stuff. And then people go, see, he's crazy. And the thing is, that reality is multiplied by 100-fold when you actually have some sort of named mental illness. Because then people feel extra empowered to dismiss what you're saying on the grounds that you're crazy.
Yeah. He's right. Winston's mom, I think it'll be really fun. I think it's just like a nice social thing to do. I haven't gone social shopping like with girlfriends since I was like 18. Seriously, I do a lot of shopping on my own because I like to spend as much time as I need. I like to go to the places I know I need to go to, but I'm seriously looking forward to shopping with you. I think it's going to be a really nice time, feminine time. Ooh,
well, if you break down meditation, what it really does is a couple of different things. On the one hand, it steadies. So these are the sort of things that people attempt to attain with meditation. A physical groundedness or physical steadiness or consistency with one's own bodily state of being, breathing, heart rate, stuff like that. Okay. That's one thing people attempt to manage with meditation. Another thing they attempt to manage with meditation is their mental state, which is to say their mood and expectations and self-concept. And a third thing that people attempt to manage with meditation is their, I guess you'd say, their mental processes rather than their mental state. So it's like you can be concerned about your physical state and processes, which kind of go hand in hand. You can be concerned about your mental state, but mental state and mental processes don't go hand in hand. So the core thing about meditation in the traditional sense of Zen meditation is it's asking you to control your mental processes in a way that's very unnatural and maybe in that regard somewhat helpful for an extroverted intuitor, especially. But that's ultimately not the thing that people who are extroverted intuitors should focus on when meditating. The alternative, of course, is prayer, which brings in the third aspect of thing that people attempt to do with spiritual stuff, or the fourth aspect of things that people attempt to do with spiritual stuff, which is to attain humility. Like, in other words, to say there's greaterness outside of me than within me, and I am but a humble and limitedly powered human agent, right? So it's like, on that regard, prayer can accomplish that. It seems more directly than meditation does. And on the mental processes, I think meditation is ill-directed in attempting to manage that. And regarding the mental state and the physical state stuff, I think those are reasonable goals to have for meditation. But those can be attained also through other kinds of meditation, like taking a bath and relaxing. And Rachel and I, more me, but Rachel got to sort of observe this process. Last night I was feeling like, yeah. And I went and I took a bath. I scrubbed myself really well. I lay down on the bed for a bit. Rachel came in and kind of like went spider crawling up the back on me, that thing how they go, spider crawling up the back, like blood rushing down. It gave me the goose pimples, and that was a very grounding experience for me and a very good form of meditation. But what was it really? It was just SI hygiene, like sleep, what is it called? Sleep hygiene, but SI management stuff.
Yeah. When I wasn't smoking weed, because I do think that weed helps me. Like when I wasn't smoking weed, I had more trouble sleeping and had to take more of the what was end up being the wrong medication. But
hi, Delilah, come on in. Well, look, I think that meditation.
Hey,
is currently
bearing gifts.
Yes.
Are you on live stream?
Yes, we are.
oh my gosh,
Presents.
girl, those pants are hot on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. This is your gift,
Thank
Rachel.
you.
And these to our dads. Seems kind of unfair. Rachel gets like the tiny present and I get sorry.
Oh,
Thank you.
really seems
I
I
okay.
like the bell bottoms.
I know. I
Yo.
got them for Christmas, but like I picked them out myself. You know what I mean?
Huh? So were you looking forward to them? Like,
Yes. Oh
As a
my
gift?
gosh. So looking forward to.
Oh, was it a Candace style gift?
No, it was
that's a necklace.
from Diana. Thank you. Diana also got me this. I just basically like picked out everything I wanted and she paid for it.
That's a Candace style
Cute. I
gift.
love the.
Oh yeah.
I love the flare.
Yeah.
Love.
I'll show them
Yeah.
off to the live stream. Hold
Yeah.
on.
You
please
really
do.
should.
Oh my god, my whole torso's in the frame. Pants. They're bell bottoms.
Corduroys.
Go ahead and
They're
have a seat.
dope. They look like 70s style.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you guys can
Okay.
open presents on
Thank
stream.
you so much.
Yay.
Really.
For those who don't know,
So
this is my
nice.
daughter, Delilah.
I was gonna actually text you and say like, don't worry about it, because
Oh no, of course. I hope you guys like all your
I
stuff.
can't wait. I'm sure.
If anybody would like to ask Delilah any questions as a representative of her type, she's an ESTP for everyone's reference if you don't know that already.
Delilah. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have so much fun. with
I
these.
know, aren't
Thank
they
you
so cute?
much. Yes, they are.
I love
I
them.
love them too. I'm gonna mix and match these so many times. Thank you so
Yay.
much.
Yeah, I'm glad you like them.
Thanks, Delilah. This is going to be super useful for
Yay!
in particular typing sessions.
I made sure it has a long cord because I know you sit far away from your.
Thanks. This is very
Nicely
nice. I appreciate
done.
it. I broke Rachel's headphones recently, so that's good. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
Isn't it?
Yes, thank you.
Isn't
so
it?
much.
I love it.
That is beautiful.
I'm glad you like it.
Thank you so much. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, of course. I'm so glad you like it.
Yes, I love them.
Valerie,
So
Alwood, the thing that makes meditation difficult is not high SI or SE, it's high NE. You have in the second slot if you're an INFP.
Thanks about my hairstyle. Medicine woman who walked through the stones and lost your petticoat and totems. Yeah, that's the vibe I was going for pretty directly. But normally I put little butterfly or flower clips right there. Someone said Brittany Murphy vibes, but I think Rachel looks a lot like Brittany Murphy.
Thank you.
I
I've done
totally,
that.
yeah.
What is this?
It's a ring light.
Oh.
And it comes
Yay.
with a stand that you put your phone in, like a tripod. Like a tripod for your phone and a ring light.
Wow, how cool.
That is so cool.
Thanks, Delilah.
Those ring lights are super helpul.
I
Yeah.
will put this
That's like a
together
real
on some
YouTuber status.
later.
You get a ring
occasion.
light.
Put my keys over here.
Oh, here's your present right here.
Oh, cool.
I wrapped it
Thanks.
myself.
Thanks. I wrapped mine myself too. Thanks. My wrapping.
You did? Very nice.
No, I'm not very good at wrapping.
Not either.
And like I ran out of stickers, so I just like taped a piece of paper there and wrote the name on it.
Honestly, didn't even notice.
Okay, good. But yeah,
Good
there's
job.
your guys. So now you have your setup
I can't wait.
with your tripod and everything.
Thanks, darling.
Yes, thank you. Aww.
Yeah, thank you for your present as well.
So, July, the title of this live stream is Hot Topics and Trending Truths.
Mhm.
You're a young person. Can you point us to any hot topics and trending truths that we might not be aware of currently, or that you think the young people are interested in?
I don't know. I was just thinking about this earlier. I came across something on TikTok earlier that made me think. Things that make you think. But I can't remember now.
Young people are still into MySpace, right?
No, unfortunately.
MySpace?
I'm distracted because I really, really wanted In-N-Out, and so I drove to the one right by April's house. So I left April's house, the one on Santa Anita, and then the line was like a mile long. So I was like, okay, I'll sacrifice it, even though Dad's house is right here, and I'll go to the one on Lower Azusa. The line was like a mile long. So I was like really disappointed on the way driving here.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, but I'm gonna eat at home. I have food at home.
Okay.
Do you want a yogurt and an Uncrustable?
No, I'm okay.
Uncrustables are so good.
They are, but now I want to save my appetite for what I'm gonna eat.
How about just a yogurt that tide you over?
I'm okay.
Would you like a non-alcoholic beer?
No, it doesn't sound very appealing. I don't even really like alcoholic beer.
Alcoholic beer is worse than non-alcoholic beer. You know why?
Why?
Because it's got alcohol in
in
it. That's right.
What?
I was saying, she's saying she doesn't even really like alcoholic beer. Why would she like a non-alcoholic beer? I was saying,
That's
well,
true.
actually, they're
Yeah,
kind of better.
Well, if you don't really like real beer, then no, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan. As any other
So
kind.
TikTok, the youths are into TikTok these days. The ticks, the talks, the combination of the two. Is it just like Vine, now that Vine's gone?
Yeah, but it's significantly better and worse. It's better in the sense that it's more entertaining for sure, but it's worse in the sense that it's significantly more addictive, and my attention span is just shot. It's just
so funny
shot.
how that happens.
Yeah,
because it's instant. It's right there. And
Yeah.
it's short clips, right?
It's like the shortest clip can be like 3 seconds, and the longest is 60. They normally range somewhere between like 10 and 15.
10 to 15.
But it's super addictive, and it's my most used app. Like I was watching the new episode of Attack on Titan today. Have you been keeping up with it?
Oh yeah.
Good. First of all, great. And second of all, like even though I'm so enthralled with the show, I find myself like 10-15 minutes into the show pausing it and like going on my phone or going on TikTok.
It's the same thing.
It's in my attention span is just.
All right, let me
That's a
address a
habit I
couple
don't
things
like
in the
with
chat
my
here.
phone.
Let me address a couple things in the chat. Andres, he asked, what up, host Eric? The answer to that question is not much. TinyMan66, do you guys know any famous people?
I do.
Do you?
I do. I know quite a few famous people actually. But I'm not going to name names.
Wow, you're good. I'm all like,
Probably the most famous person I know is not really famous because he's a little behind the scenes, but he's the producer of Only Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really? That's super cool, actually.
Yeah.
So that's probably more impressive than mine. I know a pretty famous rapper, somewhat famous rapper I've talked to you about. Just don't want to name drop because he messages me sometimes. But
Yeah.
he has a girlfriend now, unfortunately. So no more messages hitting on me recently.
Aww.
I know a producer of a pretty famous podcast. Also not going to say anything. And then just a couple other like people who are famous on TikTok that I've followed on Instagram, and then they'll follow me back or whatever.
That's so cool.
So
That's really fun. TikTok is fun. I used to do like dances with my cousins.
yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely addicting. Once I got that one viral video, it was like chasing my first high over and over again, and it's not as satisfying anymore. posting videos and getting like 25 likes on them once I hit like 400,000 likes, you know?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
I
would keep on.
You gotta keep on.
Yeah.
You gotta keep on pushing though.
I know, I do.
And then
That's
you'll
good. That's
you'll
good that
end
you
up having you'll be able to sort of capitalize on your big blast of whatever. So INFJ not manipulative. Actually, I don't really think INFJs are very manipulative. I think that they are loath to have to be manipulative. Sometimes they kind of feel like they have to be manipulative.
do.
And I think that they're also capable of getting what they want. When I was talking earlier today with Anya again in a second session that's not going to be published because it's just she wanted to talk about typology more and stuff, but she didn't want it to be published. Anyway, when I was talking to her, she was saying, like, how did you and Rachel meet? And I explained it. She said, "Oh, Rachel reeled you in, huh?" Well, I mean, maybe, sort of, but that doesn't. It's like just because INFJs are able to get what they want doesn't mean they're manipulative. At least they know. At least they assess first of all whether it's the right thing to want.
Yeah.
See, it's like what seems like manipulative to me are somebody like ESFPs who love you so much today and blah, 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 and get what they want. And then, well, but tomorrow's a new day and new words and who knows what.
Is that what you're accusing me of being like?
No.
No, you're an
not
ESTP.
Oh, I thought you said ESTP.
ESFP is like you, but instead of a disinterested calculus or logical calculus, they just use their feelings.
Mm-hmm. It's too cold.
Okay, well, the heater's on.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I don't want to get you. I don't want to get you all smoky.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, I do appreciate that. This is new sweater, new pants,
Ooh.
new fit.
Is it hoodie too?
Yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
and feel how soft it is.
Please.
And it was only $15.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
The same website I got these pants on, Shein. I've talked to you about them.
Oh.
It's a really, really good website, solid website. I don't know if I showed my bell bottom.
I love bell bottoms.
I know, me too. But
They're good because it lets you put your bells up your pants from the bottom
Yeah,
up
exactly.
instead of
Yeah.
just from the top down.
yeah,
Right.
no, these are website's super cool. I saw something else in the chat that I wanted to say something. How to be extremely successful on TikTok, be a girl or LGBTQ, and be extremely liberal. I am at least 2 or 3 of those things, and yet I am not successful on TikTok. So that's not true.
Yeah. In fact, I actually think that there's a lot of dudes out there who are pretty successful on TikTok.
A lot,
like
yeah.
the funny ones.
Yeah, 100% agree. I actually think if you're a funny guy,
Mhm.
it's significantly easier to be successful on TikTok than if you're a funny girl.
Yeah, which is BS,
Yeah.
honestly.
It is.
I think it is,
If you're
anyway.
an attractive female, you have an advantage that's built in, that persists regardless of anything else. But it's not enough. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Ultimately, there's a lot of attractive people in the world, and just being nice to look at is not enough to make you a big success.
Right. No, I mean, to an extent, though, I also think if you're exceptionally nice to look at, then you are pretty guaranteed in being successful on that app. No, I have not met Joe Rogan. The producer of the famous podcast that I listen to is not the Joe Rogan Experience. I'm not sure I would necessarily associate myself with people who work on the Joe Rogan Experience, but no hate to them. I just think they're a little weird. It's no one. I don't even know if it's the type of crowd that any of you guys would know. I don't think my dad knew who it was until I explained to him who it was.
I can't give you any help because I have no recollection of this conversation.
Yeah, I've definitely told my dad every single person, like name dropped and everything, and he wouldn't remember. So no bribery would work here. But I'm really hot, just need nose fixed. I feel that. I can relate to that
Who
statement.
said that?
Always say
No, he said it about himself, not about
Oh,
me.
that's a girl, actually. Tiny Man 6'6".
Tiny
even
Man
though
6'6".
even though it says Tiny Man
Okay.
6'6", she's actually a lady.
Okay, that makes me feel better because earlier she said that I was gorgeous, and I just ignore it normally when men say that. But if a woman says it, then thank you.
Yeah, I was confused for a while about that as well, until she clarified one day. I guess if you were a dude, you wouldn't want to call yourself Tiny Man. Probably,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
Yeah, I don't really
unless
know.
you were like some giant, you know.
Well, yeah. Then if you're going the irony thing, but
Yeah.
even then, it's a little too obvious. So it's probably a poor choice.
Yeah, that's sexist. What's sexist? It's at me, so I don't know what I said that was sexist. Oh, that I only acknowledge when women call me beautiful or whatever. I don't know. I'll acknowledge it privately, but I don't want to be like, oh wow, thank you, so much. You know, if a guy is complimenting me,
Response
like,
is encouragement. With this.
Yeah.
Response is encouragement.
And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I'm not offended or bothered if a guy compliments me. I just, tend to move on more quickly. But
That's smart.
no sex. Yeah, it's from bad experiences. You're pretty, Delilah. I'm a guy. I like the parentheses there. I'll acknowledge that one.
That's pretty good FE for you to pull out there, Leaf Trimmer. Good job.
Yeah, I like that one. There you go.
The thing I saw here that I wanted to respond to was, about the sexist thing.
Ooh, Fenty Looks is here.
It's like in general, I think it's what does one do with compliments about one's appearance? For me, it seems just I don't know what to do about it. It seems because I occasionally, believe it or not, get compliments even from people other than Rachel occasionally. Rachel's very nice in saying that she thinks I'm attractive, but I always think, okay, so what does that mean?
Yeah, Rachel's very nice about boosting my ego as well. If I post a story and I'm unsure if anyone's going to respond, I'm sure that Rachel will respond and find something very kind to say. And it really it's very
good. I'm so glad.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. April saw that you had responded to one of her stories, and she asked, like, oh, who is this? And I explained to her, and she was like, she is so kind.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so nice. Yeah, I saw that she was on it because I didn't know that I was, like, following her sister.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, we talked on the phone one time.
Yeah,
I follow
yeah.
her. How is she?
She's doing really good. I like that.
This is a picture Rachel and I took, I guess, Christmas night with Cameron.
Can they see your screen? Do you have screen sharing on?
No, I'm just showing you.
Oh, okay. It's a nice picture.
Thanks.
Eric, if I want to look at you next to your daughter, I just don't get how biologists believe that tiniest thing. I'll show you, okay? I will show you how biologists agrees that it's a thing. This is, first of all, me as a child, I look significantly more like my dad, and then my mom. And then you'll be able to tell. Do I look a lot like my mom in this picture, you think?
We'll get the old glasses.
Or there's other pictures of her in there.
Yeah, you kind of look like her.
Can I see?
Let's see. Yeah, of course. This one. Actually, I guess this is the only mom picture I have. But we get told, this picture, my favorite picture of all time.
I love that picture.
So
Yeah, show that one. Show that one.
That's like
there's
legendary.
this picture. And
I feel like you look more like her there.
Yeah. Here, I'll hold it.
I can't make it go into photo. I can't tell because my glasses.
There, it's perfect.
So there's also I can get a link to this picture because I actually have it posted, I believe, in the community tab from a long time ago.
Can I see?
Yeah, of course.
So you definitely have your mom's nose.
Right. I think it's actually more, it's like, I don't know, her whole, like her eyebrows, her eye look,
Yes.
But I have some of my dad's features for sure.
Do.
Not just all my mom.
Well,
it's a nice mix. You got the best of both.
You additionally have your dad's deliberative function, which is important. Your mom's definitely an FI user.
Well, you know what else I was telling my mom that? That's a good picture.
That is a good
You know what else I was telling my mom that I have of yours is, to an extent, is your spatial relations. Because my mom sucks with spatial relations. And you're much better at that.
So for everybody in the live stream, here's a link to this picture. I posted it a year ago with the heading, "Fortunately, a person can improve in their tertiary function."
You do look like your mom.
Here, go back so I can show them the other picture of my mom.
Okay. So here's the picture of us and Delilah. This is one of the few pictures of the three of us as a family.
There you go.
Because
Oh wow, really?
And that's my mom with me. And I look like my dad in this picture.
Oh my gosh.
As a child.
You do as a child?
Yeah. But I grew out of that, I think.
Yeah, you do. You took on more of your mom's features now. Your like the eyebrows.
Yeah, the eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. Even her face shape too, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But what's interesting is that from early on in life, her biological mother was calling her with disdain, in a very disdainful tone, Eric Jr. Oh, great, Eric Jr.
Thank you, Valerie Alwood. I get that quite a bit. I remember showing this picture to someone one time, and they were like, "Oh, who's that baby you're holding?" And I was like, "That's me as an infant."
Aww.
And yeah, but
She is beautiful.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But wait, let me see this. I want to look at if anyone said that anyone right after I showed the picture that I look like her. Because I miss them. Host Derek, when did you realize that Delilah was going to be a beautiful young woman and you would be fathering a hot chick?
Not until she was like 13 or 14, really, because then she all of a sudden went from flat chested to big boobs, and everybody started, like all the boys and everything started treating her. Well, I mean, she went to Temple City High School, and it was suddenly like she came over from Temple City High School in 9th grade. Like, this is so different than middle school. I'm so much happier here.
Yeah.
People don't, because by the end of 8th grade, she maybe was already a beautiful young woman, but she had a rough middle school time.
Yeah. I was pretty bullied for my appearance, so it was very weird to go into high school and be like praised.
But you weren't bullied for your appearance. You were bullied
because of it.
No, you were bullied, and that's just one of the bullets.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Don't worry, you have a plethora of things they bullied you for, but the appearance is just one of them.
No, I'm just saying that what you get bullied for is not what you're actually getting bullied for. You're getting bullied, and they're just choosing to attack wherever they think you're vulnerable, whether you're actually vulnerable there or not.
Right.
Oh, I had a weird.
All right. How much does Delilah look like your mother when your mother was very young? I think I look like Jane as a baby as well. I think when I was young, I looked like Jane when she was young. If they're talking about you, your mother.
Yeah.
I think so. Oops.
Yeah.
Let's see. Seeing if I missed anything. I don't think so.
You're lucky to only inherit your father's brain. I've said that to her many times myself.
I think I lag behind in some aspects. Like, for example, like how I said I got my dad's spatial relation skills. I still really struggle. I'm just about 1,000 times better than my mom is. I wouldn't say I really struggle. I'm pretty good at spatial relations for a woman because women are biologically worse than men. I'm not saying that in any kind of sexist way because I, love women obviously. But
you don't want to face Leaf Trimmer's relentless attack again.
Yeah, I know. Leaf Trimmer's going to call me a sexist again or a misogynist, which would be understandable in this case. But I think that I got a lot of my dad's intelligence, but it's more like the potential is there, but I have to work harder for it. And I've come to realize that over the years. Things come quickly to me, but not as quickly as my dad, I think.
Okay, so Bar, I want you to try harder to do a better job of mindless provocation. Mindless provocation should still at least be kind of funny or something or interesting, not just mindless provocation. We do all have some crazy relatives. I've got an ex-wife that bore my beautiful daughter here. She's a little bit crazy. I wouldn't know if I call her a relative, but she's a little bit crazy.
Only a little bit. I did call my dad crying on Christmas Day from all the drama that happened at that house,
The
but
holidays, man.
I'd say I'm winning for the amount of crazy relatives, though, direct relatives at least.
I believe it.
Right. Well, you get a variety of ends of the spectrum of crazy. My dad, everybody's kind of their own variety of crazy. My dad has his own kind of crazy, which he dumped on Delilah. And then which is a very like ordered and rah, 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 rah kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went down to Abuelita's house for drunken Mexican crazy. So, she got the full range of crazy.
Yeah, it was like a span of 2 days that I had to call my dad crying about everything. I'm so sane considering my family, including this one, but I am so normal and sane. So when people call me crazy, I'm like, you have not seen, nor do you know what crazy is. That's why I'm so sane. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I think it does.
Yeah, it does. So, like, my mom is very similar to your granddaddy in that it's the same personality type.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like same thing. Like, I took on the opposite traits.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is your mother's heritage Mexican? Yes. She is Mexican.
She's half Mexican.
She's mostly, I think her DNA test is something like 60 or 70%.
But Tom is.
Well, I know he was adopted, so they don't know if he has some Mexican in him or not, but she has more than 50%.
He's practically transparent.
He is he's white.
He's as white as the freshly driven snow.
So then I did my ancestry, and I'm 25% Mexican, which adds up if you look at everything. But
on these other 75% transracial?
No, it's
like me.
I'm
That's
actually
cool.
excitedly a lot British.
That is cool. 100%.
That's from Tom, probably.
32.
32?
Yeah, 32% British and Irish.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's
Mhm.
a lot. That's more than me. I have 13 or something %. Yeah.
I know it's exciting being British.
Yeah, it is.
I love
it really
the Brits.
is. I do too. I want to go there. I want to go to London. I've never been.
I really, really want to go to London extremely bad. ESTPs in my family cried rather easily. They also gagged easy to handle stress. Sensitive people inside just confident enough to handle it. I cry. I almost cried on the way here because both of the in and out lines were too long. But
There's some first world problem.
It is definitely a first world problem. But I would say I get pretty like nauseous and stuff like that. But my dad gags extremely easily for like no reason at all.
Well, look, I mean, that's still sort of true, but I think you're sort of mixing into your assessment here your childhood memories of me being a drunk
That is true.
when I was always dry heaving and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
tough.
actually
Oh,
do
that
anymore.
must have been so tough.
As a
That's
both
a-
Brit
that's
and
a-
Mexican, what is your relationship with beans? That's a good question.
Excellent question.
I don't love beans. And so I go against
Wow.
everything that my heritage is telling me to. The British people and the Mexican people love beans and would you basically throw them in their coffee cups. But I love baked beans, but I don't love refried beans or like pinto beans. I actually think they're disgusting. But black beans are fine, but not the kind of beans that the Brits love.
What kind do they?
British beans.
I think refried and like
Really?
pinto and stuff. I mean, I don't know about pinto.
They just have, I don't know.
They just have British beans.
Yeah, British beans.
But
Because like I know the Brits are not known for their food.
No.
So
But Delilah has a weird fixation. She just absolutely loves steak and kidney pie.
no, unfortunately, that's not true.
what's your favorite food?
Thai food.
Thai is good. Oh, Thai is so good. I haven't had Thai in a while.
All
I had
types.
Thai with your dad. It's not too long.
Really, I was thinking about calling you guys and seeing if you guys want to Thai earlier, but Any Asian cuisine. So any country in Asia, I love the food from there. I love Chinese food. I love Japanese food like sushi. I love Korean barbecue. I love Indian food. I love Thai food. So good. I would say it's on par with Mexican food, which is my like next favorite food, obviously. But that might be a nostalgia thing, you know.
Sometimes, yeah, the food that you grew up with.
Yeah.
Because that's why I like Italian.
Gramps laid down the law a couple of days ago, but when Gramps lays down the law, he's mostly just venting his own sense that he's not being afforded enough control in this matter.
Yeah.
He doesn't really mean anything. He makes threats occasionally, but he never follows through.
Not occasionally with me. Very frequently. Very often with me. But he has not followed through, but it's also because normally I don't do anything that like he says, like what he's threatening against. Like he was like, yeah, I'll disown you if you get pregnant or get married before you graduate. And I have not gotten pregnant, nor have I gotten married, and I'm graduating pretty soon. So we won't be finding that out.
That's the sort of crazy shit my dad says.
Oh my gosh.
You know. Meanwhile, when she was in high school, I said to her, go ahead and get pregnant. I don't care. I wouldn't mind having a grandkid.
I know. That's what I would love. I would love to give you guys grandchildren, you know, soon, but I'm not going to get pregnant until I'm like 29.
Oh, God, exactly. You're 22 now.
So I want to point something out about the relationship between parenting and the child, right? So what I told Delilah was, well, if you don't like the school, you don't want to do your homework, then just don't do it and fail. That's fine. I don't care. And
I wish my parents had
and she was like, no, I'm not going to fail.
So you made your own decision.
Yeah,
I'm
see?
like, well, I mean, you know, if you get pregnant at 15 or 16, that's fine with me. It's not going to change my opinion of anything.
Yeah.
It'd just be like, oh, cool, now we got another little kid in the family.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't feel that way, like, when the infant was ravaging the house, but
then I'd be like, God, I should have thought about this more ahead of time. But the thing is, she's always been, I think she's never really trusted my judgment.
I would say it's a 50-50, and there's no gray area. It's black and white. It's either, no, everything coming out of your mouth is completely wrong, or I trust every word that you're saying with 100% certainty.
And you're only wrong half the time.
I would say you're wrong more than half the time.
No, I'm saying you're wrong only half the time.
No,
the half the time when you think I'm wrong.
I'm actually 100% of the time right. It's factual, and it's okay. Even if I make a false statement, like if I say false words, I'm still right about it. But like you can tell me that like what I'm saying is untrue, but won't make me wrong ever. Basically, they did a study on it actually, like a research project about like the only 100% of the time right person in the world, and it just happened to be me.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
That was also inherited.
Yes.
Amazing.
No,
you see, ESTPs are likely to say things like they're never wrong or they're always right.
So great.
ENTPs are likely to say things like, I'm always less wrong than you. Because
well, the thing is I actually don't think I'm always right. I'm totally joking about that, and I'm
I know.
often very, very open to, you know, but I do agree with that I'm always less wrong.
That's
Than
good.
the other person.
You know, I think Delilah and I both have the same approach towards things in general, which is we both know that sometimes you get caught and you realize, oh shit, they're saying something that I hadn't considered, and they're right. And yet we recognize also that we're naturally better than most people at not including our own attachments in making a decision about what's correct. Now, I'm better at it than Delilah, but she's just as TI tool as me. I know how I am, because there are certain things that you say, no, this particular public policy issue is kind of a personal boundary for me. Whereas I don't really do that about any public policy issues, but it's not a huge difference between us. You're pretty much as disinterested as me.
That's a lie. You do that about abortion.
No, you do that about abortion. You do that about abortion.
Okay, whatever. I don't want to talk about abortion.
See, that's what I'm talking
Such
about.
a hot topic.
That's what I'm talking
on
about.
this
You
channel,
do that about
really.
abortion. I don't. That's
Okay.
exactly what I was talking about. In fact, that was the exact thing I
No.
wasn't naming.
No, because you know what my dad said to me a long time ago when I was like 15 or 16. He was like, I don't believe in abortion because what if your mom had aborted you?
Oh, I knew it.
And I didn't have
I
you.
knew it. I knew it had something to do
If that's
with
not
that.
personal
That's pretty
feelings
personal.
influencing your
Hey,
It's pretty personal.
Listen.
Yeah.
That's first of all, Delilah.
I
I've got
knew
to
it.
say that is only partially true. It may have been the case that I said, but what if your mom had aborted you to Delilah? However, it is absolutely not the case that I said, I don't believe in abortion because of that.
That's the one.
And that's a little trick Delilah trying to play there.
no,
A little tricky trick.
There's no trick. It's just that it was a long time ago, but I remember that sticking with me. And every time I think about abortion, how you're against abortion, being like, I have to remind my dad that he made this one extremely personal argument against abortion, and thought about it or whatever. I
How
don't
you
leave
would
trimmer.
argue it?
Don't. If I was a moderator, I'd mute that. But let's not talk about abortion or anything like that.
That is
You're my daughter, Delilah.
That's like
So you know what?
such a
Thanks.
hot topic.
We're gonna just go right ahead and
Say,
censor
really
Leaf
quick.
Trimmer.
Thank you.
Hot
Even though
potatoes.
I don't, the thing is, Leaf Trimmer, I don't agree with you that abortion is evil. I do agree. I would affirm that it's not morally defensible, but that's not the same thing as evil. Evil to me implies at least some ill intent, or at least some abject negligence. So it's like abortion would be evil potentially if somebody took it so casually that they just thought, well, that's my form of birth control.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Then that would be
morally
evil.
But you
wrong
can
and
ask
unethical.
any woman who's had to have an abortion, and I personally know a few, and they would tell you that it was not only the hardest decision of their life, but one of the most traumatic as well.
So even if it makes it morally, even if it's an example of something
I
that's
can only
morally
imagine,
prohibited,
Really.
even if it's an example of them behaving in a way that's morally prohibited, that doesn't make them evil and doesn't make the act evil, because evil requires more than just that. So
Some
the thing
people
is,
are really caught in a bad situation.
also though, Leaf Trimmer, I want to concede, yes, I actually did. This is an example of censorship. Yes, I actually censored you.
But it was
But-
my fault.
It's not because I disagree with your politics or because I think what you said was wrong. Rather, it's because I wanted to indulge my beautiful daughter,
Thank you.
in this Christmas holiday.
Mm.
and she wanted to see you censored. So I said,
Yeah.
that's just fine, sweetie. I'll go right ahead and censor
It
him.
was totally legit.
No,
I know,
I
Leaf Trimmer.
know you didn't.
Leaf Trimmer,
Sorry.
you did nothing wrong.
That-
and you
yeah.
are totally, and you have all the moral high ground here, okay?
Yeah, that I mean,
We're not
it's
claiming the moral high ground.
no one's admitting here that censorship is okay, even if someone's daughter
Yeah.
says.
Yeah. You retain the moral high ground, okay?
To-
On the
to-
argumentation issue, anyway.
Two things that I've been meaning to address, but I've been missing it. One, Winston's mom. I think I really, really appreciate that you're defending this topic, and thank you. I don't want to talk about abortion. I never want to come on to the streams and talk about politics at all, because my dad and I, when we do, fight about that kind of stuff, it's too much for me.
And I don't like to talk to Lila about it because I don't like, same reason. I much more value our happy interactions than
me
I
too.
do being right about anything ever.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And number two, Winston's mom way earlier asked if I like to play cards like blackjack or poker or something. I am pretty good at blackjack. I forget how to play poker, but when I play, I'm okay at it. I used to be like addicted to Texas Hold'em like 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, when I was like 12 years old, I was like
Wow.
addicted to Texas Hold'em, but I never really got into it. he gets heated because you're right. If you're talking to me, thank you. I'm always right. But
I mean, I feel the same way about abortion. I have had to talk with my dad and everything. Yeah, because I remember asking him.
Yeah.
Eat a yogurt and have a Coke. It won't fill you up. It'll tide you over.
Okay, I'll have this. I don't.
Please eat yogurt.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
For the record, I don't ever drink dark sodas. I only drink Sprites and stuff. But this sounds good right now for some reason.
Okay.
Another thing someone else said was that Rachel and I have a really cute relationship. I totally agree. I love Rachel. Yeah, I know. I have learned I cannot discuss COVID or evolution with you, and I ignored Father. Bless his heart. He's a good man. Thank you. That's all I'll say. I don't think we need to talk much more on it.
Delilah agrees with me about evolution, though.
No, that's a lie. That's false information. That's fake news. I agree with a lot of the stuff. I don't agree with the overgeneralization of evolution not being real or whatever. But I don't want to talk about it, so no retorts. Thank you.
I want to talk about fun stuff too.
You may retain a retort-free environment.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to talk about fun stuff. Can you guys ask me fun questions? Otherwise, I'm going to go home.
No, not evolution. We're not talking about that.
Fun stuff, good questions, things Delilah wants to talk about because I'm enjoying her company. I got her to eat a yogurt. That'll extend her presence here by at least 5 to 10 minutes. So let's
Can I have the weed, please?
Yes, that's a good question.
Thank you. Or else I forget.
Oh,
I have some.
I like Winston's mom a lot. That's a fun topic. I really like Winston's mom. Winston's mom is always not only saying really, really nice things, but about 99% of the time agrees with me or says things that I agree with.
Okay, I want you to answer this thing. Do you believe as an ESTP that you have some tendency to quote unquote throw the baby out with the bathwater? Unquote?
Like explain what that metaphor means.
Well, an example of that would be
Be out?
Oh, that's the wrong bottle.
Oh, okay. That's nothing.
This one.
Oh.
Let me throw this one away so we don't get confused again.
I won't.
They look the same.
Oh, that's okay. I don't care. Wait, what's the? Give me
So, okay, an example would be, I know that we've got a problem with some students not turning in their homework, but by addressing this problem by whipping all of the students every time one of them doesn't turn in their homework, you've driven most of the students away, and even though you've resolved the don't turn in the homework problem, now you've only got a clientele of 3 students, where before you had 30. So you've thrown the baby out with the bathwater. You're trying to get rid of the bathwater, which is students not turning in their homework, but you end up getting rid of the thing you're trying to save in the process.
In that situation, or like in those kind of situations, I would say no. I'm rather logical. I think the only way that I might do that, throw a baby out with bathwater, is if it's unintentional or like subconsciously, where like I'll try so hard to like overtly fix one solution that like I ruin the entire thing. And like I guess the only example that it is coming to mind is like if I'm working on something creative, like a picture or like I'm trying to think of what I was doing the other day. Like I played this really fun game called Jackbox, which you guys should download and play. So fun. It's like a bunch of mini games. The most I've laughed in quite a long time. Yeah. It's like $25. And I think you can get it on your computer. But anyways, if I'm like doing something creative, like one of the games is like a drawing game. And my drawing was like near perfect. And I was like trying to fix like one small thing, and I ended up ruining the entire drawing, and then like being mad, and then like being a sore loser about that.
Oh my gosh, yes, that was me in art school.
Yeah, I'm really bad at creativity stuff. But when it comes to like interpersonal problems or something like that, I wouldn't know. I would say probably not.
Probably not.
It's hard to say.
What?
Probably not throw the baby out with the bathwater in terms of like interpersonal problems. It's mostly just with stuff that I'm doing myself or that I'm working on. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do that with art projects and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I think throwing the baby out with the bathwater is in general a a struggling with introverted intuition thing.
Yeah.
Where you're not prioritizing what's most relevant. I think ENTPs are a lot better with introverted intuition than ESFPs. Let's see here. How tuned in are you to facial expressions? If someone is speaking to you, are you listening and observing their body language concurrently, or do you prefer to look down and listen?
No, okay, so this is an interesting one, and it's another whole nature versus nurture thing that, oh my gosh, dark sodas are so strong.
Yeah, they are.
They're like.
Would you like me to get you a cup of ice?
No,
water,
this is good.
Because that will
Dilute it. No, it's good. I like it. Yes, it's a learned skill, it's from studying psychology and taking like a bunch of psychology classes and having to learn behavior through watching other people, because I was a very, very awkward and like I would say like I don't know if my dad would agree with me on this, but as a kid I would like seem like autistic. Like I was fucking weird as a child. And everyone told me that. There was no shortage of people telling me I was a weird kid. And in fact, I really, really struggled with eye contact so much that Candace had to like freaking beat eye contact into me. And
just to interject briefly, what I think I heard a lot you reporting and hearing reported about you when you were a kid was, she's too much. I heard that.
Really?
I think she heard that a lot.
I did.
You're too much.
And that's the thing is I was too much. I was too intense. I didn't understand social cues at all. I had no reference of them. I had no reference of, okay, this person wants me to stop talking now because they're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And once I, got the worst response of it from my peers in middle school, I was like, okay, something's got to change and it's not going to be other people. So let's learn to understand these social cues better. And I, kind of like flipped a switch and was able to really well read people's.
And I want to interject here that from very early on, if I had known about cognitive functions, it would have been clear she was FE. So what she's describing here as sort of an FE retardation was not actually that. It was just third slot versus second slot. It was the same way I experienced my childhood. Eric, you're just too much. Just shh, stop, Too much. It's because she's an action type. I'm an action type. And we do value FE a lot. So we're hard on ourselves when we fail in our social stuff. So she wasn't really that awkward or weird as a child. She just didn't, like in Temple City, she didn't do a very good job of fitting in with a primarily introverted Asian class.
In elementary school.
But
in high school, it was
a bunch of Chinese kids who were kind of extra judgy and extra FE, And Delilah was kind of this crazy girl who was always doing stuff and talking and stuff.
Yeah.
And then middle school, well, it was a very small and cliquey middle school. It
was too small.
It was too small, and there were too few girls there. And there was a point where she sort of tried to battle the social thing directly, and it backfired on her. And it was kind of awful to watch the whole thing, because of course Delilah wasn't interested in particularly hearing my strategic input regarding the thing, but I was happy to be there so that she could go cry in my room at lunchtime rather than by herself,
Yeah.
I mean, look how that turned out for them, though. That's what right? Someone else said, that however I spent my youth worked out well in the long run. Totally agree. I have no regrets. I hold no resentment towards those people. I feel they set me up for success.
Fuck those bitches.
Right.
Well, thank you, Dad. And you're allowed to hold resentment towards them, but I feel like I was set up for success, and I was able to gain the skills of being able to understand social cues and other little things, whatever. But I think that I think they're all cool. I mean, I came out on top in a lot of ways. Like, I very much went to high school and had, a fine experience in high school. Like, whatever, it was not great, not as terrible as middle school was. But I think I excelled a little bit after I started college. I'd probably say I got into like the best phase at age 20, and now I'm 22. No, that's too far.
I just don't want you to kick it over.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of it, but
okay. So, see, I'm used to Rachel, and guaranteed, if that was there and that was Rachel's photo, it would be
would
kicked.
yes,
Guaranteed.
but and I love putting stuff on the floor too. Like it's just a bad habit.
Because that's too far, and then this it'll fall over.
Yep.
So in your group of friends, you must have been popular, but did you find you had tons of people you know and couldn't just fit into just about any crowd? I'd never really had a group of friends. In high school, I had like one kind of like petty group of friends that my best friend, April, and I didn't super get along with. It's always really just been my best friend, April, and I, and then like a bunch of acquaintances. But yes, I feel like I couldn't really fit into any of the crowds. And like when people have like a whole huge group of friends, it's kind of foreign to me because it's just been always me and April for like the last eight years.
Wow.
I remember a couple of things I remember out your high school. One is you went through a brief, because I'll fuck that bitch up phase, where you'd like to come home and you'd be like, this bitch gonna get in my face, and you'd be like, I'm gonna fight her. Like,
yeah.
And then the other one is my most difficult thing as a parent for your childhood, from your teenagehood, was Darby, because I could kind of tell Darby was no good, you know.
Yeah.
But
a friend.
No, her first boyfriend.
No, yeah, but let's not name drop anyone right now. But just because I don't know, people are crazy and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know who's watching. But no, in fact, he's married and has a child now.
Really?
He's in the army.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reason that was tricky for me was because you were both very self-possessed and certain about you being able to manage your own affairs in these matters.
Yeah.
And not needing any input of mine, and quite convincing about it. And you were also like 14 years old, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, that's strong personality.
I was extremely hard-headed from like the age of 13, 14. I was young in high school as well. I was the younger people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, you got your stepmom playing door open, feet on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and me going, Candace, are you completely deluded? Do you really think that your little protocols here are going to prevent these two from having sexual intercourse?
Oh, that's funny. Oh, the leaving the door open stuff.
Oh yeah. They're still the same way.
It's like,
yeah,
you know, Candace, this both isn't going to work and takes a lot of effort.
It's actually Candace is not the same way anymore. Candace is really, really mellowed out. In terms of that kind of stuff, but her parents still are the same way.
Oh man. That could be my mom is the same way.
Yeah. I mean Candace is super cool now. I really like, you know, we get along pretty well now. It's pretty rare that we really fight, you know. Sometimes we get on each other's nerves or whatever, but she's not like strict in that sense at all. I can pretty much tell her to a certain extent amount of things. I would say you and my dad are the two people I can tell the most things to. Yeah. And then my mom is probably second, and then Candace is probably, you know, close third.
Who's most judgy? Who do you not tell stuff to?
I'd say Candace is most judgy, or like in like the whole family.
What about Diana?
I tell her a lot of stuff, but I can't talk to her about like, oh, I was so fucked up the other day that I, you know, threw up all night and whatever. But she's judgmental for sure, but I still tell her a lot of stuff. And I can tell Candace a lot of stuff too, even like if like I, you know, drink or like I have a date with a guy or whatever. I can tell Candace a lot of that stuff, but only to an extent, because after a certain point is when she'll judge what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But Diana's they're all kind of judgmental.
So would you call me a born-again Christian?
Yeah. I think you're a born-again Protestant.
Ooh, Protestant.
A born-again Protestant. I like that. That's
Go
very
to Northern
specific.
Ireland.
It's very specific.
Yeah, that's from Dairy Girls. You guys should watch Dairy Girls.
Oh,
it's
Dairy Girls!
hilarious.
My sister has been trying to get me to watch that.
It's hilarious. It's so good. There's a great British baking show episode with the cast of Dairy Girls. What's the weirdest thing you can produce? I don't know. I don't really want to try, but if I make a sound,
Let me modify the question slightly. Which animal can you best imitate?
probably none. I don't know if this is a personality type thing or an ear type thing, but I'm pretty bad at accents and imitation.
I'm bad at accents. I cannot tell.
You're not bad at accents.
Well, I can't tell where they're from. So if someone's speaking to me with an
Oh,
accent, I
that.
cannot.
I'm good at that. See, I'm good at that. But I
think
cannot-
that's a
Okay,
talent.
well, let me
cannot
demonstrate,
imitate.
okay? For example, this is how a chicken sounds. Bok, bok. The cow, it makes the moo sound.
Oh,
So-
true.
You know, like, I could sound a lot like a number of animals. Like, sound exactly like a number of animals. But probably the animal I sound most like is the pig. And I'll do my pig imitation right now. Oink.
I think someone let a pig in here.
Yeah,
Just
that's-
running around in here.
That's what happens when I do my pig
I
imitation.
started to smell a farm.
Sorry, the chat is going kind of fast, but I saw a question or something that I wanted to.
You are a pig.
How was it
in
growing in
Chinese
a
astrology.
non-conforming? Yeah.
Where? No, there's something else. Wait, hold on.
Scroll
Ear
down a
lamp.
little
What's the weirdest sound?
How was it growing up with a non-conforming dad?
Well, I had an extremely conforming stepmom to balance him out, so it was great. And
That's true. You had Candace to be provide as much fucking like PTA Cub Scouty kind of bullshit
Yeah.
as anybody could ever want
Yeah.
down their throat.
So it's not like I just, grew up with only my dad and only had that input in my ear, but I had like the literal polar opposite for a stepmom. So it definitely affected me, and seeing them, the both extremes parent me, shows or gave me some insight into how I want to parent.
I won the
That's so
ultimate.
cool.
Yeah.
That's the only part that matters, right?
It's out of focus.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I can see how tired my eye bags are. Pretty intense right now. Conspiracy theories. I love conspiracy theories, even if I don't believe any of them.
You can take that to the couch with you. I just stop
Okay.
doing that stupid thing that I do all the time.
Oh yeah, you do that. I was thinking.
I love conspiracy theories. I think they're so interesting. I even love looking into conspiracy theories that I just know are so baseless, because the evidence that they provide for it is so fun and interesting. But I'm so into conspiracy theories. I love them.
I love them too.
What about unsolved mysteries?
I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love the story. I hate how they're unsolved.
What name either a unsolved mystery or something like that you're talking about, that those kind of things that you love or hate that stands out as one particularly powerful for you?
I know. I have it in my head, and I wonder if you have the same one in your head. The Elisa Lamb.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that one stands out to me too.
The Elisa Lamb story. I made a TikTok about it.
That stressed me out actually. I had
I hate that story.
I had zero expectation that you and I were gonna have the same thing in our head.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
just curious what you had in your head.
That freaks
I
me
made a
out so
TikTok
much.
about it. Here, I'm gonna show it to the camera. Is it gonna be mirrored? Is it mirrored? I don't want you to
No,
see
it won't be mirrored.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I look so bad in this video. I'm sorry, I'm not arguing makeup. Can you guys read it? It is mirrored.
Just let's wait. Won't look that way for them.
Oh, the Elisa Lamb case. Got a whole 290 likes on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, it's better than I do.
You have straight lines too. Like,
But did you? I accomplished something pretty dramatically interesting the other day on YouTube.
What? Oops, sorry.
I got what has to be it definitely is the highest percentage of dislikes on a video
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever gotten.
yes.
Oh, let me
You gotta
see.
see
What's
the
the
video.
video?
And it's a very short video. I'll show it to you. And it's like what's going on here? Why does this video have so many more views than my other ones? Like this has put up 2 weeks ago within like 24 hours it had 1,500 views because it was topical, I mean this got now 201 down thumbs and 40 up thumbs.
Oh my gosh.
All right, friends. if you're like me, you've spent the day wondering, why this hat? Why did this guy choose to wear this hat after this boxing match? No matter how hard I try to come up with reasons why it's a good hat choice, I keep drawing a blank. As you can see, he's definitely wearing this hat. He's chosen this hat out of all the possible hats in his wardrobe to wear. And I am wondering why. It's a shock to me that he would choose this hat. What look is he going for here? Penis? Is that what he's going for? Penis head? I mean, Florian Marku, I agree you were robbed in this boxing match, by the way, with Jimmy Stewart, and I totally agree.
I do too.
But seeing the hat, I can barely blame the judges. They probably anticipated this hat and voted against you accordingly. Florian, call me up. I'll talk to you a little bit about hats and how to choose hats. Okay, because that is not a good hat for you. That just does not work for you at all.
Was it some kind of religious thing? Is that why you got?
It's like some sort of Albanian national hat or something.
Oh.
How the fuck am I supposed to know that,
I think my favorite part is that you love all of the comments down there.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of my hat. I'm like, see a video ever exclusive about mine. I mean, the truth is, though, I had no idea about that hat.
Me neither. All of a sudden, he comes out wearing this hat. Like, first of all, it was like a draw, and he probably should have won. And then he comes out with this hat, and you're really wondering, what?
The thing is, it just so happened that I made this video right as, shortly after this fight highlights came out, and the fight video came out the day after the fight.
Yeah.
I made my video shortly after I watched the fight, which was right when it came out.
Right.
And it was a controversial decision. So this guy, a lot of people were looking it up, especially Albanians, because he's Albanian.
Yeah.
And they thought our favorite Albanian fighter got robbed, so they're Googling that shit.
Yeah.
And for a while, I need to. The fourth result for Florian Marku was my video about his hat.
Wow.
And so, for a day,
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck? At one point, it had 96% thumbs down or something. It was just I have never had anything receive that much antipathy.
I know.
But what I realized was, during my transracial switches, when I become Albanian, that's why I'm so sensitive about hats.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Yeah, I was gonna say that topic.
But it's true though. It is, as much as, I'm glad he wanted to show off his culture and everything like that. Who besides the Albanian community knew that? That was their
Yeah, how the fuck am I supposed to know that some kind of special
are we obligated to do some kind of research before creating opinion pieces on people's outfits, or that's fine if we are obligated to do so, but then I don't want anyone coming for any of my clothes without researching all of it beforehand.
The point is, it was legitimately a video I made on the fly right after watching the thing because I thought his hat was funny.
And it's a funny video, yeah.
It is funny. It is.
I see a good question. I would like to ask Delilah what we never see her in the side chats. I don't generally watch live streams very often.
She's not at all interested in anything I do. Okay?
No! Another false truth. I don't love watching live streams unless I participate, and then I have so much fun. I do have a lot of fun when I participate, but I do. You're surprised.
No, I just was reminded of something because I got my new phone and I'm really excited that I have it now. Can I chat you with the emoji thing?
Oh yeah, totally. You have my number already. So yeah, totally. I love those things.
Me too. My sister won't do it with me.
Yeah, of course. No,
cool,
it's so fun. I know, I'm obsessed with those too. But no, I I don't love watching live streams. I don't like watching live streams in general, like of anyone, like of famous people that I like, of whomever's live stream is happening that day, because it's not a huge interest to me. Maybe it's my attention span, whatever.
Could be.
But I love joining when I'm included in it.
Right, because you're an action type. That's why. It's like people who participate here are mostly going to be either deliberation types or knowledge types. Because they like to receive information and to either process it and or just sort of know whether what's being said is either true or false.
Right.
They're on that end of the information.
That's a good girl question.
I know. I like that one, Winston's mom, but I have a follow-up question. Do we get to keep do we have to still continue spending money? Like, let's say if we got locked down in a food store, would we have to pay for all the food, or a clothes store, would we have to pay for the clothes?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Why do you need to change clothes if you get stuck in a clothes store?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If all laws go out the door, then I'm gonna choose Swarovski and take all their crystals and stuff like that. Because I'll be good without food for 48 hours. That's fine. But
see, you got to think about it in this fashion too.
Oh, they're so pretty.
To what extent will you be able to argue after the fact that it was the store's fault for locking you in there? And if in fact you can argue that, then what you're going to want to do is make sure, if you want to milk the store, that when they open it up finally after 48 hours, you're perfectly fine. But as soon as you hear them start to open up, you lie on the floor and go, oh.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. The most justifiable store to be locked in and consume all their products in whatever manner of consumption would be some kind of food store. Like a food place. Because if you get locked in Swarovski or Kate Spade and then you just suddenly have all 50 of their purses and 500 diamond rings on your hands, and then you're like, oh, this was terrible. And they're just going to make you put the stuff back.
Oh, well, what you do, Delilah, is
no money.
You wake up.
You are simply locked down for those hours. Don't worry about the stuff. Everyone's watching on CNN that's taking up donations, and you'll get free stuff up the kazoo.
Because there's some sort of unbreakable time lock on the mall. Okay?
I'm
nobody can get into this until the atomic clock ticks down 48 hours.
See, I think
poor Delilah stuck in a mall for 40 hours. We can observe her by a closed circuit camera, but no one can get in.
So Closed Dib was the first place that I thought of, and the first place that I thought of was Free People.
No, because their shit is so expensive.
Yo, it is so expensive.
It's $100 for a bracelet.
Exactly.
It is really expensive.
So that's why I was just cruising there.
It's a window shopping.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a window shopping experience.
And so if I had, say I had no limit on how much I had to spend, I could definitely go shopping in Free People.
Yeah.
Well, imagine this. Let's say they have a big paper shredder in whichever clothing store you get stuck in. And you like this clothing that they have in the clothing store. It's an expensive clothing store.
Okay.
What you could do is put on whatever clothes you wanted to have from the store, take the clothes you wore, and just put them through this paper shredder a few times. So there's no evidence that you had other clothes. And you say, well, I was just wearing this shit when I came in here, obviously. If I wasn't, where are my clothes?
Well, it wouldn't be worth the 48 hours. Because the thing is, you have to remember that you're compromising your own physical safety. Because I always have a water bottle with me, so I should be fine on water, but I would pass out from being too hungry. So if I'm risking fainting from hunger or boredom or my phone dying or something, then I'm going big or going home. I'm not just shredding my clothes and, this $100, $150 outfit is what I need. I'm making sure my profit is $10K plus.
I'm assuming I've got enough cigarettes and weed with me for this lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whatever store I get stuck in, when they do open it back up,
Yeah.
it's going to stink like weed in there.
From free fucking
really gonna think
Yeah,
like
we could hotbox 3 people.
Plus, of course, the sprinklers will have gone off because I've been constantly smoking.
No, you just gotta. There's a term. The term's called ghosting it, and it's when you take a hit and then no smoke comes out because you just inhale all of it.
Oh my god!
All the carcinogens having a
That's
party
called
down there. And you're like,
submarining it.
that's what it's called.
In the olden
I
days.
can't.
The
I've
kids
never
these days
been
call
able
it
to do
ghosting
that.
I only have this. Okay, I'm assuming no narcs are watching. We don't have any feds on deck, hopefully.
No feds are allowed.
It's also not illegal at all, but because I'm 22. But the narcs, I would tell my parents, my other parent, my stepmom, because my mom already knows too. But I have this, so it's much easier to ghost these ones.
Is that got weed or just
No,
tobacco?
it's just nicotine.
Nicotine.
So this is what I would need, and my phone and a charger for the 48 hours.
Would you like
And
a
my
bomb?
hydro flask. No, I'm
so
okay.
what would we take with us for the 40
Yeah,
hours?
that's it. Yeah, I want to hear your response on that one.
Oh, man. I would suck.
I mean,
I mean,
you have to bring in food.
I would want it stupidly. So, like, the place that I would go to is probably like a Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever because they have food there. Plus, they also have like tents, so you sleep in the tent. Like,
No, she means my ex-wife.
survival stuff.
Are you mad, Ver? She means my ex-wife.
So no, yeah, I live with my dad's ex-wife and her family, who are very great caretakers. But she's kind of strict about certain things. But yeah, so Rachel, I just call her Rachel, my dad's girlfriend or whatever. I don't really ever like say to anyone like, oh, my dad's girlfriend. So they all know you by name, like April and everyone.
Oh, cool.
So what was I gonna say?
I always scream at her, call her mom!
God, I'd be 14. That's the years between
Age
us?
difference,
I
yeah.
have some weed.
I put it over
Oh, you
there.
put it over.
The what would you take?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would say if you could only choose like 4 things to take, I would take my phone, my hydro flask, and like extra water because I drink a lot. I calculated it like on how often I fill up my hydro. I drink about 200 ounces of water a day.
You would last on an island for like a few days then.
If I had a bunch of hydro flasks, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I had like 10 full hydro flasks, maybe.
Yeah.
But and then my phone and like a charger and my laptop. Because like food for 48 hours, I'd be really hungry, but I wouldn't starve. You can go a long time without food, you know?
To be cunning, you have to trade off transparency.
So I actually was thinking of the second store I would want to be in. Like if I had to, like if I could spend, if I was just like locked in there, you know, because like celebrities sometimes get like stores locked for them to go shopping.
I've seen those videos, yeah.
So another one that I would like to raid is Urban Outfitters because
Another
they have,
expensive one and another good one. Yeah.
They're so expensive
Yeah.
and I don't understand why.
100%.
They have such cute stuff.
No, it's really annoying because that's why I'm gonna send you the link to this website that I
Okay.
got all my stuff off of. I got this jacket and then these pants and a lot of the stuff that I wear, and it is
Cool.
just the best. It's so inexpensive. It is fast fashion, not super ethical, but
I don't mind that though.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I mean, that's the way that a lot of like clothes are. And,
Yeah.
And
I've taken to wearing pretty much nothing but baby fat and Supreme.
oh my gosh.
Baby fat shorts, the ones that make my butt look like a bubble,
Uh-huh.
and then everything else Supreme.
I just wear the 2 Supreme stickers on my nipples and walk around like that.
That's good. Supreme pasties. Do they have Supreme pasties?
I don't know, but I would make them. First of all,
Next time I'll blow it outside. Sorry about
oh, that's okay. It's okay. I just, I mean, I just don't want to get secondhand high. I don't really mind, but
Oh,
I
no.
I'm not gonna get second.
did one time. My dad, like a long time ago, my dad did like a fat bong rip and then like accidentally directly blew it into my face, and I was high for a good like 20 minutes after that. Yeah. But I don't mind. I'm not, you know, for the chat. I'm not a huge stoner anymore. My stoner days are in the past. But you mad bro, thank you so much for supporting the chill and happy vibes. I know that I do bring an upbeat vibe, and I totally will come on here more often. But as my dad knows, it's hard to get me out here in person. I'm more likely to do the stream on like from my own home. But
It's more fun when you're here.
I know I do. I am having more fun. I totally agree.
It's nice to see you. It's like this is very. I feel very much like a proud father, which is, I guess, a form of FI that makes me. I don't really have any other relationships like that, really.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't.
I don't. Where it's like I feel proud of somebody else. It doesn't make sense to feel proud of somebody else unless they're your child.
Yeah.
Although I feel proud. It's like it's almost like if you feel proud about your spouse, you're caring too much about how your spouse appears to others or something. Like I don't know. But
no, and it makes sense. It's a very unique relationship, and you don't have any other children to compare it to.
That's what I was thinking.
And you also don't have any siblings who have, children, so it's not like you could say. I know.
Yeah, it's very
Which
unique.
I hold a lot of resentment towards as well. The only thing I hold resentment towards my dad for in life is that he didn't give me any siblings.
So, Delilah, let's play a hypothetical game, a weird hypothetical game. What if, I were to get my 23andMe done, and there's just says like 100% German or whatever. And I go, that's weird. I wonder where Delilah got all the British stuff from. And we get paternity test done. And it turns out that you are not my biological child. How would that impact our relationship?
I would say not at all on my end. I don't think it would be believable. Like, I wouldn't believe it. I would say there's something wrong with the test. But
I'd have a hard time believing it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, but I'm not sure if the connection that I feel with you is inherent to being your dad for your whole life, or if it has anything to do with being your father as well.
I think it's a lot of nurture because we spent, you and I were spending the most time with only one another alone for many years. Like I spent my most time with you growing up as opposed to like any other parental figure, and then you spent your most time with me because you didn't have any siblings or other children to spend time with. You know what I mean?
And I had a lot of your formative years. I had a lot of time free at home.
Yeah.
And we watched cartoons together and did stuff. And
two things. Thank you, Winston's mom. That's very, very kind of you, and it warms my heart. It means a lot to me. You mad bro, thank you for saying all these kind things to me. I hope there's no arguing going on in the chat because
there's always arguing going on.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's constant. There's no secession of it.
Now?
Usually leaf trimmers in the mix.
Leaf trimmer reminded me that he's grass eater, and I remember grass eater starting shit last time.
Nice.
Like a daily occurrence.
That's a good memory. See, you made a mark, leaf trimmer.
He had a brief period of time when he was on his best behavior and was trying his damnedest not to start shit. He just couldn't keep it up for very long. And now he just starts shit again. He's an interesting person because he's here a lot. He obviously is a significant factor in the TWP community just because he rarely misses a stream. And also, people do complain about him. Some people do. But also, you have people complaining when he's not, like KD will complain about censorship. If I remove any comment, no matter how awful, offensive, spiteful, or whatever, censorship! Safe spaces are bad. That's this guy KD, Hey, Sean Ryan Barron. We were listening to your rad ass piano thing earlier, Rachel and me. She showed it to me on your Instagrams, and I watched it on her telephone. You're a really good piano player. There's KD.
Wait, I have a question. He said, Leaf Trimmer said, Delilah, I defended your honor in the Albanian video. What? Was someone accused? Oh,
yeah, well, I got some nasty comments in that video.
What did they say? Did someone, find me or something like that?
No,
so weird.
They said something like, They were not even
yeah.
referring to you. It was just a sort of a general thing. So it's like, your daughter will be met by Albanian men soon.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, they
they
did say
did
that.
not know who you were, even that I had a daughter necessarily. It was sort of like a Eastern European threat kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is scary. Well, I hope no Albanian men show up at my door anytime soon. Number 2 thing, thanks, leaf trimmer. Appreciate it, I guess, but don't worry, they just fall in love with you. Wow, thanks.
Aww, true.
Numbers 3 and 4. 3, I want to show you this amazing video. I forget what this thing is called. It's like a talk box where you have like the tube in your mouth and you play the piano and you sing.
Oh,
you know what I'm
yes,
talking about?
I do. Yes,
And
it's like a very 60s.
Yeah, it's super
instrument.
cool. And thing 4, I have to leave soon. I'm hungry. Let's find
you should
it.
get some.
Okay, so this is what I want. This is what I want you guys to watch. Look at.
Sounds good.
What
Isn't
is
that good? It's a talk box or something.
Oh, interesting.
And it's
box.
like you put the thing in your mouth and like you have like breath control and I don't know exactly how it works, but it's good, huh?
It is good. I like the way that it sounded.
Gemini mate has a letter needle chart before. I asked my dad to send me, and he sent me his birth certificate, so I have all the information. I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Oh, I can't
but
wait to
I
read it.
will. Oh, I'm so excited.
I have.
Okay, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to read it all for myself.
Cool.
So far, all I know about my dad is that he's Taurus, but I don't know anything else, and I don't want to know until I read the chart and everything in its entirety.
Where are you gonna get the chart from?
Astrology Cafe.
Yep.
Online.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a good
That's fun to
website. It's the
start
best
off
one.
with. Yeah, it is the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than like CoStar and all those.
Apparently,
CoStar's-
my astrology, I got A+ in.
I don't know. Taurus men have a pretty bad reputation.
Ooh.
They do.
As what, womanizers?
No, like as like just not like I wouldn't say womanizers, but I would say players in the sense where they kind of like walk through the forest and step all the flowers and don't really care what destruction they leave in their path.
LOL.
So- and I would say Dad is the type of person to not really care what destruction he's left and won't look behind at the big fire there right behind.
You are correct about that. That's how it's kind of like when we go scootering.
No, I don't know.
No, it's true.
I know it's like when we were in Hawaii, right? And we're all kind of walking together, and then I see a fence that I want to look over because they've got something fenced off that they want me to not go over there, right? So of course I immediately want to figure out how to get beyond the fence and go over there because I don't like the fact that they're saying you can't go over here. And I go stomp across these bushes to go look over the fence. And then the rest of the family I turn around, they're waiting. And I'm thinking, why are you waiting? Just you keep walking. Let me go and come as I please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so interesting. I do have to go because I'm really hungry and I have to pee. But I am so opposite of that. I am so, and like I wouldn't even say like I respect like authority in the sense where I'm necessarily obedient, but I'm so like if I see a sign that says don't do that or don't trespass here or don't go over this fence or whatever, I just don't question it. Like I just kind of stay off to the side and keep doing whatever I'm doing. Like, okay, well that's off limits then, you know? But I wouldn't even say it's like necessarily an authority thing.
I address each of those things. I think, okay, in what way can I get around? Like, if I don't obey this, will I win the argument? Basically. So, for example, usually the answer is no because they're pretty straightforward. You cannot go over here. You know, it's like, and it's not my property; it's theirs, and it's pretty clear cut. So I usually obey those kind of signs. But sometimes people make mistakes in their signage. So Rachel and I were one time at the Arboretum, and you're not supposed to go into these exhibits because it was during the daytime and it's only open in the evening because the lights are on. But they didn't take the sign down, and the sign says, "Please come on inside this thing and take pictures or whatever." And so I'm like, I'm sure nobody. But they clearly also had it chained off so you weren't supposed to go there. But they hadn't taken the sign down. So I said they're not going to bug us, I'm sure, just to go take pictures of this anyway. But just in case, let's go take pictures. But don't worry, I know what I'll say if they say something.
Did.
And sure enough, some lady came over and was like, "You guys can't be back there." I said, "The sign said please come inside. I'm just obeying your sign."
Yes, he did.
That's funny. See, I don't even take the risk. I would say I'm a risk taker in one sense, but I'm also not at all like where if there's like a 50-50 chance like that you may not be able to do something or you may and I'm unsure about it, I'm always going to choose the safer option.
That's good.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you erring on the side of caution in general, and I do too. The thing is, most of the time, I won't end up crossing a thing because I imagine, okay, if I get called out on this, what am I going to say? I'm always doing that about everything. Like, if I play it this way, what am I going to say later if meow says meow, meow says meow?
I do the same thing, but it's rarely in the case of if I'm going against this sign, what am I going to say if an official person comes up to me and tells me something? It's more like interpersonal stuff. Like if I get caught doing this, what am I going to say or how am I going to justify it or whatever, So I think ahead, but it's just that I'm not normally a rule breaker in the legal sense. I don't think at all.
Well, it depends if you think you can get caught too, because it's like when we went to Devil's Gate Dam, you had no problem ignoring those signs.
I thought that because so someone had told me, and I realized this years later, someone had told me that those signs were old and that it was allowed to go down there now. Oh. And I realized years later that probably was not the truth at all. But I totally listened to that. It's just like little tiny things that, like, I realized so many years later, like, oh, that probably was illegal or not allowed.
Well, meanwhile, when she took me there to show me this cool spot, I realized it was illegal, but we didn't have this conversation about why she thought it was okay to go there or not. I didn't question whether we should go there because the thing that I realized doing the calculation myself is there's nobody around to catch us.
Yeah.
Like there's no officials around this thing that might be out and about to catch us. There's nothing to be caught. Now, the other thing is when you get called out on something, it also matters how much of a big deal it's going to be. And so, for example, like Rachel and Cameron and I were riding around the racetrack on scooters the other day when you're not supposed to go there. It's all chained off. You're not supposed to go back where we were. We went there anyway. And Cameron and some like, there are security guards around here. I don't go fuck. I mean, they're going to come and say, what are you guys doing here? Riding our scooters? You can't be here at night. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for letting us know. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Or are they going to say, no, you stay here while we call the police?
Yeah.
Say, okay, go ahead. Call the police.
There's something like that happened to me recently where we weren't supposed to be doing something, not recently, like during COVID times, but pre-COVID, where we weren't supposed to be doing something, and something like that happened. It was one of the very, very rare occasions that I was okay with it. Because even if it's something like that where there's even the fear of a security guard coming up to you and saying, don't be around here, you're not supposed to be doing that, generally we'll avoid that kind of situation.
Because it's bad FE.
Me too.
It's bad FE. That's
scary.
Yeah, I get so scared. Oh my gosh.
I get really scared.
I really can't. Like, I freak out.
The other example of like when Grandma was still up and walking around and stuff, and I took her down to the lake down there and to feed the ducks, and we got out of the car with our bread, and there were signs up saying feeding the ducks is prohibited. I was just like, I thought it only took me 1 second to think about those signs before I immediately proceeded to start feeding the ducks to my mom because go ahead. You be the
Really?
guy who comes up and says,
Seriously.
you can't take your mother suffering from dementia to feed the ducks.
Yeah.
It's just like, who's going to win that argument?
Yeah.
Nobody, right? So it's like, go ahead and come and tell me to stop feeding the ducks, motherfuckers.
Anything that brings negative attention, I stay away from. If it's meh, I'll usually do it. I feel very similarly. I think if it's a negative, if there's a potential of me feeling bad or getting in trouble, even if it's pretty minimal, that's enough negative attention for me to want to steer clear of it. Okay, I gotta go. I keep getting sucked into the conversation. One more look at the pants.
Yeah, I wish you just toughed out that line, Delilah, and you'd be full and you'd still be here for longer.
I know. That's true.
But I get
That
it.
is
Aw,
true.
I get it, though,
I
because,
know.
I do that all the time. Rich and I do it
No,
constantly.
we do really.
Yeah. Well,
But that's why we totally understand.
yeah.
I think that's an action type thing, maybe. That we
Maybe.
just refuse to wait in lines.
Well, the thing is normally I would not really mind about that, but I was excited to come here. So I guess that is like type of an action thing where it's like, no, I'm gonna get here faster and enjoy what you guys are doing. Yeah, corduroys.
All right. Well,
They're
you know
so
what? It's probably for the
cute.
best anyway, because that way I can work with Jeffrey. He wants me to work on stuff at 9 o'clock. So
Bye, stream.
Let
Have a
me
good
hug you.
night.
Goodbye.
Okay. Bye,
I
father.
love you, my
Love you
wonderful daughter.
Let me know the headphones and the stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't wait.
yeah,
I'll take some
cool.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. See you guys. Did I bring anything else here?
Did
I don't think so, right?
you not bring your water?
Oh, I did.
You did.
It's
I
right
thought so.
Okay. Oh, and my purse. That's important. All right. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
See you guys
Bye.
later.
Thank you for
Yeah,
the
thank
gifts.
you.
I love you. Well, wasn't that nice?
That was so nice.
That was so sweet.
It's so nice to have someone else take over, like, the talking, too.
Are you extrovert?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, right? All of a sudden you got a different extrovert in charge.
Yeah. And she's so of her, like,
She's so much smoother than me, isn't she? She's
She
so
is.
smooth.
She's so
Fuck,
smooth.
she's smooth.
She could be a politician.
How did she get so
She would be able
smooth?
to. She's so stable too. Like,
You're not as one
she
smooth
stays
young
away
lady.
from authorities. I'm like, authority. Who's the authority?
Right. Fuck the police, cause who's the authority?
Is that really
Right,
that?
cause I'm minority. Something like that.
Is that your own?
No, that's an NWA song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fuck the police, cause I'm a minority. They're fucking with me, cause I'm a minority. There's a badge and a gun, your authority. You ain't got none.
Cool.
You know that song. It's a good song.
Sure, I do know.
Yeah, I'm tired of the motherfucking jacket. Sweating my boys while I'm chilling in the shack and me. And something. I can't remember it well enough to do it without looking at the lyrics. But I am tired of the motherfucking jacket.
You are tired?
I'm tired of the motherfucking jacket.
Of the motherfucking jacket.
Sweating my boys when I'm chilling in the shack means basically I'm tired of the police bothering my friends while they've got me in jail. I'm translating rap lyrics today. Yeah, she's good now. She seems happy today.
She seems good.
Thanks, Katie.
She got to see April and hang out with us. I think she feels better. I am not too white. I have the same, very similar to Eric. See? Maybe like a shade lighter.
And she's peachish pink, and I'm scrotum pink.
Yes.
My color is known as scrotum pinkish gray. It's the color of scrotum. That if I had a paint company, one of the colors would be scrotum. It would be a pinkish gray color.
Thank you, Tiny Man 6. One of my favorite birds is the California blue jay. I like bluebirds too.
I wonder what would happen if I use enough Olay revitalizing serum on my scrotum. would it get rid of all the wrinkles?
That's a really good question.
That'd be a real test for oil of Olay revitalizing serum. If oil of Olay revitalizing serum can get rid of all the wrinkles from my scrotum, then that's a product that I'm willing to recommend. Well, it's a pinkish gray.
You work in
Katie.
pain, we can make it happen. Andre Z, you might be our little fairy that grants us a wish.
Yeah, it's like, hi, I've got an odd color matching request.
Oh my gosh, imagine bringing that up.
You have
in
a
the
privacy
meeting.
screen or something around here? Yeah, I need to have you to color match my scrotum. Do you guys do that here? Can we be like kind of undercover about it though?
Oh my god,
I don't want to see anybody I know here while I'm doing this. It's a surprise, I want to surprise everybody. Surprise! I painted your house the color of my scrotum.
That is such a good prank. Wow. I mean, that'd be very expensive, but
You'd have to find a.
I didn't even see what you said, Leech.
I don't even know what you said either. Yeah. I wonder that would be an interesting test to see if you could find a paint store like a Home Depot that would color match your scrotum. Look, you can just show me how to use the machine. I don't really need anybody here watching. I just need to real quickly get a color match on this. Pinkish gray, I said. You mad,
Yes,
bro?
pinkish
Pinkish gray.
I'm
It's a
peach.
pinkish gray. It's a pinkish peachish gray.
Like that. What am I doing? Smoking
It
this.
feels so empty around here now without Delilah, doesn't it?
I know it does. It really does.
She's quite aware of her own appeal too, without being off-putting about her awareness
Yeah.
of it.
Hmm.
That's interesting.
She's very mature about it.
She's got good camera presence.
She does.
It's funny. It's like it's kind of weird seeing her clearly doing a better job of what I'm doing than I do. By objective standards, by normal standards, right? Like she's avoiding the controversial topics.
Mhm.
She's keeping it light. She's keeping it happy. She's not getting into arguments with people. She's blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And she. The thing is, she relies on the chat to provide her for things to say, basically, and talk about. She's not here to just pontificate off about things. What do you do, Eric? This. I'm saying she does this better than I do this. So it's by most conventional standards, or at least she doesn't make the same mistakes doing this that I do. Put it that way.
Okay, I propose that next time she's here and she has a lot of like time, we work on TikToks, like dance stuff and
That'd be fun.
yeah.
See if she could help us hook up the.
Well, I was saying for her really, like I can videotape her.
Where's the- Yeah, we can record her. That's true too. Wes's mom is right on the money. I'm proud because she's normal.
Yeah. She
Oh,
is
she's so
so
normal.
normal. She is.
She's not an intuitard. That's right. You know,
She's not an intuitor.
she's not an ESFP. I've had other people try to make
No
that claim before
way.
too. All you
No
gotta do
way.
is check her TI. You could see it even when she's talking, how she qualifies and corrects things, and you can see it all the time. But her FI polar is clear as day. The thing is, people don't necessarily understand FI polar very well. But for example, the way that she and I don't clash over shit, right? Like, we avoid topics where we disagree because we don't want to encounter FI.
You know how she said it was 50-50?
About what?
Like, some of the topics, like, she's happy to talk about, half of them she's not. Like, she said,
Yeah.
it shows that in, like, your birth charts together.
Mm.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, I know that stuff is, like, it's not, you can't, like, it's not Bible, but it's interesting.
The thing I would note as particularly relevant is that neither she or I has TI as an absolute value. That's why it's so possible for us to not fight about it. And we both have FI and FE as an absolute values. And so we both ultimately value harmony and our relationship with each other way more than anything we're saying.
Yes.
And so we just avoid things where we disagree.
It's true, yeah.
If she were an ESFP, it wouldn't go down like that.
No, wouldn't. She'd be bringing it up every single time.
I mean, we'd be disagreeing about something different every time.
Mm-hmm. True.
Or, it's like, it certainly, we wouldn't mutually understand that. We wouldn't,
She would be like,
the weird thing is, remember.
How do you think that makes me feel?
Well, remember also for ESFPs, TI is an absolute value. TI is an absolute value, and you can see it in ESFPs. They want to keep arguing, right? They want to keep saying, no, right and wrong, right and wrong. Do. Even though they're terrible at it, right?
Gemini M8, her moon is in Aquarius, and her ascendant is in Aries. That's what she told me once.
No, the only reason I don't argue with her is because she can't win. And that's the reality of it. I'd be fine with her winning the arguments.
You're gonna guess Aquarius moon? Nice. Do you know my moon? And if you don't know it, can you guess it? I want you to try to guess. I like my lineup of sun, moon, rising. I like it.
Moon's over my hammy?
That's cool. Do you know mine, or can you guess mine?
Who here has eaten a moon's over my hammy? Have you ever eaten that?
What did I eat?
Have you ever eaten a moon's over my hammy?
No.
It's a sandwich from Denny's.
Oh.
That had ham and eggs as well.
Oh.
Those were the moons. Moons over my hammy.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was a sandwich at Denny's for a long time. I don't know if they still have it there. But
we haven't been to Denny's in a bit.
Well, COVID's prevented us from going out to restaurants for quite some time now.
It's true. You are close, Gemini 8. I am Libra rising, actually. No, not Libra moon. But that's close. You got one of my 3.
Thing to remember, Gemini mate, if you want to know the sad truth about Rachel's astrology,
yeah,
she's burdened with yods and squares.
Yep, yods and squares, just all around. I've been told Eric is the grand piano, and I'm the
harpsichord, the plastic harpsichord.
The fucking trash one that you find in the garbage because your kids don't use it anymore because one of the keys broke.
But this is the thing is, for my astrology to be correct, yours has to be wrong because it must be a good thing that I'm with you.
Yeah, it is.
Since I'm lucky, and therefore you can't be that unlucky unless being with me is actually bad for you and good for me, which it's not, obviously.
No, it's not.
Ergo, your yod and square analysis that you've received heretofore is wrong.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My moon is in Sagittarius.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up this dream in a little bit because I gotta work with Jeffrey at 9 o'clock. But
Oh,
before we go, I'd like for Rachel and I to play this song that we've been practicing. Cancer is a water sign.
I have
Aquarius
my,
is air.
yeah.
And
He knows.
Capricorn is dirt sign. Everything beware.
Yeah, I do then. I'm Cap Sun, Sag Moon, Libra Rising. Libra Rising is like the only air that I have in my chart. My chart is mostly water. Isn't
about
that
me?
sad? Yours is mostly earth.
Really?
Yeah.
I do like dirt a lot. People have often said, what are you, some sort of dirt aficionado? I said, well, kind of. Okay. There. You want to pull that bonger first? Right. You know, well, what if we play it twice and you won't be nervous?
Okay.
If you know you're going to play something twice, there's no reason to be nervous because it's obviously you're just practicing it then. If you just play it once and you're performing.
Yeah.
So we're going to play this twice so you can practice it, okay? Just brooding here won't do any good, but brooding's more and more my style.
I see the cheery ways of standing where we stood, 'cause I've been stuck here a while.
Despite a natural selfishness that makes it easy to have fun,
What flutters in the gut
become a fist as all my visions come undone. I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it. For reasons still unsaid, but still I need expectorate words inside my head. It seems like everybody's so sensitive, so ready to just get mad. I seek the civil ways of living like a kid, 'cause who wants to be the dad? Wait, I'm missing a piece here. Wait, no. Right here, this part. There, that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Right. Let's start here.
Have we
Hold on, we gotta have to start back here. So I can't do it. Seems like everybody's so sensitive, so ready to just get mad. I seek the civil ways of living like a kid, 'cause who wants to be the dad? Have we lost our sense of scope and scale, our capacity to laugh, the sense to know when not to wail, and how to tip a golden calf? I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it. For reasons still unsaid, but still I need expectorate the words inside my head. Still I'm sad, sad for me, sad for her, unhappily. What you call sorrow, I call home. The blues that sting clear down to the bone. And still I'm sad, so sad for me, sad for her unhappily. What you call sorrow, I call home. The blues that sing clear down to the bone. Yeah, still I'm sad, sad for me, sad for her unhappily. What you call sorrow, I call home. The blues that sing clear down to the bone. Good. Coming together.
It
It takes time to practice and get these things down. You want to get fucked, you're so bored. Well, that's one reason to want to get fucked is boredom, I guess. There are other things you could do to stimulate yourself, like gambling or drugs. Have we considered those? As indicated, we're going to try this one more time because we're practicing it because we're going to record it. And it's good to practice things a lot before you record them, which is something that I'm learning slowly rather than just diving right into recording things. Bro, these guys are frauds. They're reading the lyrics off of something. Yes, it's true. You caught us. You caught us, Seamus. All right, let's try it again.
Just brooding. Oops.
Just
Brooding here won't do any good, but brooding's more and more my style. I seek the cheery ways of standing where he stood, 'cause I've been stuck here a while. And that's a spite of natural selfishness that makes it easy to have fun. But flutters in the gut become a fist, and all my visions come undone. I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but every reality bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it, for reasons still unsaid. But still I need expectorate the words inside my head. It seems like everybody's so sensitive, so ready to just get mad. I seek the civil ways of living like a kid, 'cause who wants to be the dad? Have we lost our sense of scope and scale, our capacity to laugh, a sense to know when not to wail, and how to tip a golden calf? I tried to stream, distract, and dream the afternoon away, but heavy new realities bear down on every day, and for a bit I am out of it, for reasons still unsaid. But still I need expectorate the words inside my head. And still I'm sad, sad for me, sad for her unhappily. What you call sorrow, I call home. The blues that sing clear down to the bone. And still I'm sad, so sad for me, sad for her unhappily. What you call sorrow, I call home. The blues that sing clear down to the bone. And still I'm sad, so sad for me, sad for her unhappily. What you call sorrow, I call home. The blues that sing clear down to the bone. Yeah. Like that. Yay. I gouged my eyes out with a coat hanger out of boredom, so I get it. That wasn't actually in response to our song, Rachel. If it had been, then that would be, wow, that's a harsh response. Yeah, really.
But anyway.
Hi, kitty meow.
That song we're working on. Thanks for listening to it. I appreciate it. We will. We're going to, I want to make sure that Rachel's really comfortable singing it, and I'm really comfortable with how exactly I'm going to play it before we get recording it. And I also want to be comfortable with what the drums are supposed to sound like underneath it. There's a certain rhythm to it that the drums should play, but I'm not really sure what that is right now, and that's something I got to kind of figure out before I set out to record. I typically dive into recording way too soon before I'm really aware of what I'm going to do. But my normal TE countervaluing any valuing ways.
Thanks, Gemini M8.
Yep, she's getting better every time she sings it. That's the nice thing about dealing with Rachel is practice causes improvement.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Oliver. And thanks everybody for being here. Love you all and see you later. I gotta work in a little bit.